My name is Altasia Lewis, and my topic is World War II, the cause, the result, and the U.S. involvement. World War II was a war fought between 1939 and 1945 between Axis and Allied powers. There were many things that led to World War II, such as Treaty of Versailles, the rise of Italian fascism, the rise of Hitler and Nazi Party, the Great Depression, Japanese expansion, anti-communism, appeasement, militarism, and more. One major cause was appeasement. The policy of appeasement was when the government gave in to the demands of aggressive leaders such as Hitler. Hitler was a Nazi dictator ruling Germany. Britain and France moved on to this policy in 1937. They decided on this policy because they thought it was better to give in than to have another world war. Chamberlain FDR allowed Germany to own Sutherland. After the German troops conquered Sutherland and promised Chamberlain this was the last demand, they soon realized it was a lie. Another main cause was the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty blamed Germany solely for the war, forcing them to pay 3.3 million current US dollars. The League of Nations barred Germany and Russia from admittance and reclaimed German and Turkish territory. Finally, Germany was ordered to demilitarize. The Treaty of Versailles left the German people angry, resentful, and vulnerable to being influenced by leaders. The treaty allowed Hitler to gain control over German people by playing on anger, resentment, and other Allied countries. And then there was fascism. The rise of fascism was the new political movement that sparked up in Germany. It sparked up in Germany, Italy, Spain, and Japan. Fascism is extreme national pride and blind loyalty to leader. Basically, the state was more important, more valuable than the individual. Fascism was ruled by a single dictator that was against individual rights. The government basically had complete power. World War II began due to Hitler's desire to conquer Europe by capturing Poland through the Nazi-Soviet pact. A few facts about World War II was that the atomic bomb was built. This bomb was more powerful than any other bomb built before. Japan, Italy, and Germany were the major countries making up the Axis powers in World War II. The United States, Great Britain, France, and Russia were the main countries, a part of the Allied powers. Another sad fact was that 50 to 80 million people were killed. This war came with a lot of death. Japan attacked the US on 12/7 of 1941 because Japan needed oil. The US placed an oil embargo on Japan, and Japan saw this as a threat. The US had Japanese internment camps for all Japanese people and passed an issue of national security, saying that Japanese cannot be trusted. The US strategy in the Pacific theater was to skip over Japanese strongholds and capture the weak places. The goal was to get Japanese close to mainland. Furthermore, the US did not enter the war until Japanese bombed the American fleet in Pearl Harbor. The US and Britain then declared war. World War II had many results, including economic results of war cause. It also brought everyone out of Great Depression. People began to want social equality after World War II. Women's rights became something important. Women began to gain more rights. The United Nations was also formed after World War II. Another result of World War II was the Cold War began and Germany divided. Japan also were occupied by US soldiers. Nuremberg war trials was also a result of World War II. Former Nazi leaders were tried for crimes against humanity.
Knew what was going on. Very few. None of us knew what was happening. The place is shown in these films. None of us. The most ironic part of it is that the prosecution showed these films against these defendants. Men who stayed in power for one reason only, to prevent worse things from happening. Who is the braver man? The man who escapes or resigns in times of peril? Or the man who stays on his post at the risk of his own personal safety? The defense will present witnesses and letters and documents from religious and political refugees all over the world telling how Ernst Janning saved them from execution. The defense will show the many times Ernst Janning was able to effect mitigation of sentences, when without his influence the results would have been much worse. The defense will show that Ernst Janning's personal physician was a non-Aryan, a Jewish man who he kept in attendance much to his own peril. The defense presents affidavits from legal authorities and famed jurists the world over, pleading that special considerations must be made in this case, saying that the entire work of Ernst Janning was inspired by one motive and one motive only, the endeavor to preserve justice and the concept of justice.
The Nuremberg trials were a series of military trials held by Allied forces after World War II. This was to prosecute important members of the Nazi Germany. It was also to punish people involved in the Holocaust. Most people involved tried to place blame elsewhere, tried to blame everything else but themselves. The trial still resulted in 19 convictions of the 22 and included 12 death penalties. In the reading judgment at Nuremberg, they felt as if, although it was against the law, it was still okay because it needed to be done. Some who participated felt they had no choice. Some even felt like they were only doing what they were told, so they had no fault. World War II also resulted in early computer technology. And although today technology has advanced, at that time, that was something that was very important. It also resulted in weaknesses of England and France and the bipolarization of Europe in the start of the Cold War. World War II ended with Axis powers' surrender.